Hello, welcome everybody. We're here for the special employability newsroom and we're joined today by John Olaleye. Did I get that right, John?
Yeah, that's good.
Brilliant.
Thumbs up.
From Leicester City in the community, and also Gerarde Manley from LLEP, the City Council. We're going to be talking today about all things young people, employability and apprenticeships. So we're going to start off our conversation speaking to you about a little bit about your role. So Gerard, could you start off by telling us a little bit about what your role involves?
Yeah, sure. So I am the Careers Hub Manager for the Leicester and Leicestershire Enterprise Partnership. And within that is a programme called the Enterprise Advisor Network. And that takes a senior business person from Leicester and Leicestershire and it connects them with a senior leadership team and a school or college so they can work together to look at having a careers programme that touches all parts of a young person's life in school. So not just a careers interview, but it gets them to think about what are the skills that are needed for the local economy, where are those jobs going to be, who are going to be the apprentice employers of the future. So I have a team of 5 staff who work with me to really sort of take that forward and make sure that we get the best careers programmes in all of our schools across the city and the county.
And that's a really important programme, Gerard. I've been lucky enough in the past through my previous roles to have worked alongside and supported Jo Tallock through her relationship with Rushy Mead. So I totally know the benefits that can be brought to schools through such partnerships and what opportunities as a result can actually happen to benefit not only the pupils but the schools themselves.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think having those senior business volunteers working with the schools actually helps the schools to understand what's going on in the world of industry, because we've had a really strange year. So who better to sort of talk and support schools than our local business community? So yeah, delighted to be here and part of the session today.
Brilliant. And John, do you want to share with us a little bit about your role and what that involves?
Yeah, so I have the grand title of Education Engagement Manager at Leicester City in the community. Essentially what that means is we create and design programmes for young people aged 11 through to 24, working across mainstream school settings and alternative provisions, providing them with opportunities to receive support, one-to-one support and group support, in order to support some of the challenges that they may face. So for example, young people who might have low aspirations, low confidence, low self-esteem within schools, they would be partnered up on some of our programs whereby they can receive one-to-one additional support in a school setting. Equally, we work with young people classed as SEND, so special educational needs, that might need support in terms of developing employability skills, right from confidence through to CV writing through to interviewing techniques. So there's a lot that we provide from that age range, right from 11 to 24.
And John, like the example I've just given to Gerard there, through my previous work, through community engagement, I've actually worked with a lot of young people that have been on the receiving end of programmes of interaction, just how you've explained them, both with Leicester City Football and with the Tigers, and the way young people talk about the benefits of those programmes in terms of meeting new people, raising confidence and awareness and self-esteem outside of their comfort zones, if you like. So what you shared there was something I'm really passionate about, which is working with young people who at the heart of those very communities that some people shy away from working with for various reasons.
Yeah.
And actually the programs that you guys kind of do, and the fact that they are actually at the football ground or at the rugby stadium kind of brings with it another little bit of kudos as well, that kind of appeals to young people. So I think those programs are much needed, and they're very, very kind of beneficial to those individual young people that actually go through and actually are part of them. So guys, we've got something really exciting happening in the city over the coming months. So the old visitor centre that used to be facing that West Bank on Granby Street is soon to be opened up as our new employment hub in the city centre. So it's going to be, you know, a great place where these very young people we're passionate about and their parents and organisations and schools can actually go and find out, you know, get access to people like you guys, you know, information about what's out there. What is your relationship, you know, John, in terms of Leicester City football, and Gerard in terms of the business leaders and the LLEP? What are your relationships going to be with the employment hub? Is it something you're really excited to kind of get on board and get involved in?
Yeah, I'll go first if that's all right. I think just in terms of like you said, is just creating opportunities. What opportunities are out there? I'm all about level playing fields and ensuring that people have the regardless of their backgrounds, economically, socially, that they've got an opportunity to be able to access what everyone should really have the right to access. So for us, it's a matter of making clear what we have on offer in terms of us as an employer, but also some of the pathways, recognising those pathways and making those, I suppose, if you like, accessible for the young people that might find, actually, is this something that I would love to do, but I'm really, really unsure. So really there's, I suppose it's twofold. There's information sharing in terms of what we do have available, but then there's also the other aspect, which is, right, now I've got the information, how can I apply this? How can we get onto this? So really holding their hand, but really guiding them through that pathway to be able to then say, right, this is the end product, or this is the job at the end of it.
Okay, brilliant. And yourself, Gerard?
I mean, I would echo what John said completely. You know, having young people at the heart of this and helping them, and I think that's key for us. So we work with pretty much every school across the city and the county. And one of the things that we're always trying to do is make sure that we're sort of bringing awareness to those schools of all of these different offices. And this will be a real key part for those schools. And I think what's important here is that we'll be able to support and signpost to this particular service. So if we've got a young person who actually isn't quite sure of what their decision might be and might feel sort of slightly lost in what could be a scary place sometimes, then actually we've got a sort of no wrong door opportunity here to take that young person and help them. But I think also at the heart of that is really good, high quality information, advice and guidance for those young people. And also with a local picture as well. You know, there are lots of amazing offers from national organisations, but certainly from the conversations we have with schools and young people, parents and carers, where we can shine a light on the opportunities in Leicester and Leicestershire, of which there are some fantastic things happening. I think, you know, the employment hub, having that central location in the city centre, accessible, visible, is going to be really beneficial for young people as well. So I think, you know, we've got a duty to make sure schools know it's there and how they can connect and tap into it, and how it's part of the whole system of sort of education that's there to support the schools, the colleges, and the business advisors that we work with as well.
Brilliant. So, John, just picking up a little bit on what you shared earlier on, if I was a parent and I was listening to the interview today and I was thinking to myself, I've got a teenage son or daughter who has kind of lost their way a little bit, thought they wanted to do this, but now has struggled, probably, you know, hanging around with groups that maybe are not the right fix for them. How could they find out about what Leicester in the community offered? Where would they go to find out how to get in touch with you and hear more about your programme and how you could support?
So I think, you know, our name says it, Leicester City in the community. We're sort of spread wide within the community and the county, so you could always find us either at school or local community hub, delivering sessions at local football pitches, parks and so forth. That's sort of us, if you like, delivered, or rather that's us embedded within the community. In terms of going out to find information, you could always just contact us and connect with us. A lot of our programs, or a lot of the programs under my remit, are based within schools. So we work across 9 different schools across the city and county. Now, that doesn't mean we are exclusive to those schools, but we're forever running taster sessions within local schools. And what's really important for us when we do engage with young people within those schools, we want to engage with the parents. So for me, if you have a young person who is, you know, of school age and maybe getting to that stage where they are looking for next steps, what is really important is, you know, if they are in one, if we're in a school that we are working in, for us to really have that conversation face to face. I say, don't be afraid to approach, obviously, the schools themselves, because they will know a bit more information. Equally, don't be afraid to get in touch with some of our coaches and members of staff. Easy ways, again, is just to go onto our websites and find out what we are doing. We're on social media, we're on YouTube. You can get a bit of a flavour of the work that we do and how we do it. More importantly, the impacts and the outcomes. And I think that in itself gives the parents an idea of what their children can get from the programs in itself. So it's not, I suppose it's never a one size fits all in terms of what we do. A lot of the stuff that we try and do and deliver is quite bespoke. But at the same time, if a parent does want to find out a bit more information, websites is always the quickest way to do it. And watch some of our videos, because there again, you begin to learn and hear some of the stories of some of the young people that we have been working with over a period of time. Some of the challenges that they themselves have faced, not too dissimilar probably from some of the parents that are looking for further direction and information, to then be like, actually, this has been their journey, and this could potentially be the journey of my son or my daughter or my child.
Brilliant. We will make sure, John, that throughout the newsroom, in our resources that we share, we will include some of those links to the website, and obviously some of those short videos, YouTube videos, because videos of actual young people are always powerful, and hearing feedback from any kind of program like that is always absolutely brilliant. So Gerard, a bit of a different question for you. So for all of those wonderful, passionate business leaders out there who are thinking, I really want to give something back, you know, I know our company could support, or, you know, people within my business could actually give a lot back to a school or a young person. How do they get involved in LLEP? How do they become a business advisor?
So I think, first of all, we're aiming to make that as simple as possible. So again, we'll pop a link out with the newsroom show reel as well. Ultimately, what we are looking for is somebody who sort of has the ability and the desire and passion, who wants to work with a school to make a whole change to that school's career and education programme, to make sure that it lines up with what are the needs of industry, the skills that those employers need. And there's sort of 2 parts to this relationship, because schools get the benefit of knowing what businesses are looking for, but also businesses get the opportunity to talk to young people, and that could be directly, to talk about some of those careers that they've got, myth busting around some of those sectors and what the jobs are. We do, if I just sort of pick one example, if we think about logistics and supply chain, actually there are so many jobs within that, and it's a massive important sector for Leicester and Leicestershire, and those organisations need things from marketing, communications, legal, as well as some of the more recognised sort of jobs around sort of driving, etc. as well. So if somebody is interested in getting involved with a school, I would say reach out to us first of all. We do take our time to listen to what a business advisor wants to get out of this, whether they want to become an enterprise advisor or actually just simply be a part of our Give an Hour campaign, where they can, as the title says, just give an hour of support. And then sometimes, actually, if we're not necessarily that right partner, then because of the way we're connected out into the community, we sometimes signpost on to some of our other really important partners like Leicester Education Business Company, Leicestershire Cares, the Employment Hub, if somebody's thinking about apprenticeships. And I think that's the power of our network. We're all working together collaboratively for the best of our young people. But what I would say is that there's some really great resources on the LEP website. We've got our World of Work guide. There's a version for adults and for young people, and quite a lot of videos from local employers with local young people about all the different sectors. And they'll do a far better job at talking through than I could ever do.
Yeah. So we will share some of that information as we put the resources out for the newsroom as well. But you know, there's a lot to be understood from the gains and the benefits of actual young people being connected with businesses, you know, throughout their educational lifetime. And obviously that's underpinned by the Gatsby benchmarks and all of the research that has kind of led us to understand that the more positive connections young people have with businesses, the more likely they are to have a positive business experience, a positive employment experience, but also it's the awareness that they are that little bit more confident, that they're a little bit more aware about the opportunities and what's going to be expected of them in the real world of work. So yeah, I've loved speaking to you guys. I could speak about this subject all day long and opportunities for young people. It would be great to catch up with you at one of our future newsrooms as well, just to kind of find out how the year's been going with you guys and what you've been up to. Maybe catch up towards the end of this year on some of your successes through your programmes and find out what's coming up in the future that we can help you promote. But thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us as part of the newsroom.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been great. Really enjoyed it.